As South Korea continues to grapple with a chronically ultra-low birth rate, we may have part of the reason, or at least a symptom of deeper issues, as the number of people here who are single in their 40s has jumped around sixfold in just 2 decades. A government report showed Thursday that the proportion of unmarried 40-somethings rose 6.7 times for men and 5.7 times for women in 2020 compared with 20 years earlier. To put it another way, 23.6% of men and 11.9% of women in their 40s were unmarried, as opposed to just 3.5% and 2.1% respectively 2 decades earlier. So, what's going on? There has been a growing trend of delaying marriage, but that in itself doesn't explain much. The report suggests those more financially comfortable view marriage more favorably, but looking deeper, there's also a gender divide. Among unmarried men, there was a lower percentage of college graduates and employment rates than among their married counterparts, but it was the opposite for women. And if we look at the next generations, men were more likely than women aged 19 to 34 to express an intention to marry, according to the report, although whether this actually translates into these people securing a spouse is another story. Meanwhile, there is the concerning issue of gender conflict within the country that needs to be handled. As of last year, more than 40% of those in their 20s and 30s considered gender conflicts in Korean society to be serious amid a so-called 4B movement that has seen some women in Korea say no to having any physical relations with men, let alone marrying or having children with them. Whether or not that kind of movement persists remains to be seen, with the report showing a growing majority of 19 to 34-year-olds expressing positive attitudes towards less traditional relationships and household arrangements that do not entail marriage, suggesting there's a likelihood of even more unmarried 40-somethings in the future.